So he looked like surfer type, and we went out on the date. And then he was trying to convince me. He was like, yeah, no, heroin's good for you. And I was like, I gotta go. And so I went to go.
Did you just dive straight into heroin, or was it
pretty much like we started talking, and I said something. We were talking about drinks. Something came up, and he was like, yeah, no, heroin's good for you. And then he like went on about it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna head out. And he was like, can you give me a ride? And I was like, fuck. So I was like, get in. And he got in the passenger seat.
No. Why?
He took his...
Katie, if you could be the opposite race for a day, what would you do?
Opposite race? What's the opposite race? There's so many races.
You know what it is.
What do you think the opposite race is?
You know what it is.
There's a clear opposite race.
If I were Chinese,
perfect.
I don't know that we can clip this because my mom might see it, but yeah, I snuck out. I snuck out in high school, and
aren't you like a 32-year-old man?
There's something terrifying about a black mom that, and it was so close to
she
Mother's
still
Day.
haunts you?
Oh, for sure. without
I think we need to talk about this. This is
hold on. I will explain my situation and why I don't want to talk about it.
And we'll get to your black mom trauma.
I don't want to, actually.
I really want to now.
We're going to stay here. We're going to do a podcast and then sub to our Patreon if you want to see us react to reality TV. Something like that.
That was perfect.
But that wasn't on camera.
yeah.
Oh, is that someone?
It is, but just do it for the beginning.
I have to be the one to do it?
Oh, Shannon can do it.
I'm just trying to figure out how we should figure out how we're going to do it and then do it the same every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hi, people.
Yeah.
This is don't record this. This is a poor start.
No, I like it when it's a bad start because then it's fun to dig yourself out of the hole.
Let me get started right there. So say the intro.
All right. Welcome to Faded Realities, where we get high and shoot the shit. My name is Ramin.
My name is Shannon Sims.
Nice. And we're joined today by our very special guests.
Katie Felton,
Isabella Carosa.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We're all comedians. We're going to hang out. First part of the show is a little bit of interview style, break the ice. We're going to ask each other questions. And then the second part, sub to our Patreon, exclusive content. We are going to watch reality TV, riff, have the time of our lives.
It's going to be so good.
And some other crazy bonus content. Yeah. So
Ramin's going to show us tits.
only one.
Oh.
Well, if we get like 3
Patreon?
subscribers, I'll show one. 3.
You might have to start an OnlyFans for that.
No.
Patreon?
That'll be fine. It's $4.50 for our Patreon.
Oh, okay.
Is it $4.50?
They're getting some quality
It's fine.
content.
It's
It's
fine.
sad because it's usually like $5 for
$5.
OnlyFans. He said it's $5.
It's 5 for us too. He just didn't know
I didn't
pricing.
know for sure. Yeah.
Now he knows. It's okay. See, we're all learning. All right. I think we're ready. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Woohoo! All right. First question: what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, I wanted to be mostly horse-related things. I went through a big horse phase, so I wanted to be like a horse dentist, a horse chiropractor.
I didn't even know they had
There are
horse
all
dentists.
these horse things.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have that vibe.
Yeah,
I feel
horse
like you,
girl vibes.
Yeah.
What is
yeah.
it about the horse that like speaks to you?
When you ride them, you feel very free. It's fun. You can go fast. You jump over shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty awesome,
Yeah,
actually.
it does. Yeah, it is.
And you have
fun.
long hair too, so like
Yeah.
goes in the wind. And stuff.
It does.
Is
It's
it
really
ever
fun.
scary to control a horse?
Oh yeah, they like run away and shit. So
What do you do if it runs off?
you hold on as tight as you can and hope you don't fall off.
What kind of horses were you? Wild horses?
No, they all horses
Yes.
have like the brain of an acorn and they're huge, so they get
Yeah.
scared over everything.
That's true.
Like literally like leaves rustle and they get startled.
Wait, they have a little acorn brain, but they have such big heads.
Yeah, they're really dumb.
Wow.
They're like giant dogs for the most part, honestly.
Yeah, but kind of.
That's how I see them.
Dogs are like, you can train dogs better than horses, honestly.
We race them.
We do, yes.
I feel like
It was just the Kentucky Derby, actually.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was a big deal. I don't know if anybody cares who the winner was. It was Serendipity.
It's wild. You
I
know
think
that.
you're right.
Yeah.
I think it's a serendipity.
Is yours flip upward?
Now it is.
Classic.
That's not classic.
All right. Shannon's tuning in now.
And there's a new reality show, FYI, on Netflix about horse people, like horse racing owners and trainers and jockeys and stuff.
That's cool.
Add it to your list.
All right, nice. What about you, Isabella? What do you want to?
What did I want to be?
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be on Broadway.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like a theater kid.
Wow, and now you're a comedian.
Yeah. So that's like the bottom tier version of Broadway.
Yeah.
The very bottom tier. I perform at Lucky Duck.
Yeah.
Sounds like your childhood self would be really proud of where you're at right now.
Yeah. She's like, you're in some guy's basement, you're out here talking in a mic in some guy's apartment,
There you go. You're like one step away from Broadway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna happen.
They're going to make a Broadway show about your life.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That would be a wild Broadway.
Yeah, I'd pay to watch that.
Imagine like song numbers. Dude, we need to make a Broadway show about strippers. How funny would that be?
That's burlesque, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Or Chicago? What?
Well, maybe.
Chicago's about murder.
It's about murderers, but
Yeah.
close.
Would it be like a True Romance style Broadway thing? That's what I'm imagining right now. Have you ever seen that movie, Tarantino?
No.
Oh, it's crazy.
Really? What's it about?
It's about just like a crazy love story. It's hard to describe because there's
What
so many
is the
different
name
plot
of it?
elements. True Romance?
True Romance?
You ever seen
I haven't seen it.
I like
Popular movie.
Tarantino on podcasts. Because on podcasts, you notice he has like a lot of sass. Like Joe Rogan was like, what did you think about? Apparently he made like who was the old Asian fighter guy? Bruce Lee. He made him look like an asshole in his movie.
Okay.
And Joe Rogan was like, oh, like, why did you do that? And he was like, fuck you. Like, he's just like
just
this,
sassy.
like, yeah, I had
just
no
doesn't
idea.
care.
Yeah.
He seems like a really particular person. I don't get the whole feet thing. Have you seen a lot
Does
of
he
his
have a
movies?
feet thing?
It's a
Yeah.
massive foot thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Every movie has a foot thing. Like what was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Is that
Oh, yeah. Margot Robbie puts her feet up.
just pure foot?
There's a movie where he actually like is fucking licking on feet at a bar. It's the one where all the people turn into fucking werewolves or zombies or whatever the fuck. And it's so crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Until Dawn, I
George
think.
Clooney. Yeah.
Something. I don't know.
All right, next question.
We went so
This
rogue.
actually segues perfectly into our next question. Would you rather have feet for hands or hands for feet?
Oh, definitely hands for feet. Yeah.
Oh,
What about
feet
you?
for hands. Feet for, because my feet are like when I was just cleaning my apartment, I was picking up everything with my feet. I have really like wide, strong feet. Like, I can climb trees.
You'd be
Oh
no.
my
I feel like no, because I feel like hands for feet, you'd be like a monkey, and it'd be easier to climb trees. But if you had feet for hands, then you'd be like a fucking horse. You know what I mean?
But I also do have an insane upper body strength, so I'm going for feet for hands.
All right, I like that.
Okay.
My feet are really strong. My shoulders are strong.
You'd be fast as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shannon, what about you?
Feet for hands. Yeah.
Feet for hands?
Now that we've made that visual, that sounds so funny to me.
I think I
To
still rather
run
have
up on
Do you-
somebody on all four,
Yeah.
and then eventually stand up and be like, "You get it now, right? Like you get why I walk to you like this."
Do you think you could pole dance with just your feet
Oh,
for
yeah.
hands?
You just wrap around your ankles and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a core thing. You
Oh
know?
my
It's more
goodness.
core than anything.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. Watching a
That-
stripper with
yeah, that just
fucking
really
feet for hands.
hurts.
Yeah.
My abs just thinking about it right now. Honestly.
You're killing it with the foot fetish, guys. Like,
Yeah.
Visual.
Foot
Go ahead and
fetish
suck
guy.
on my
you
fingers.
could make so much content.
Yeah, AI would go crazy on this. Yo, stripper with feet for hands. Yeah, that'd be
Huge
insane.
tits. That matters.
Fat ass. Perfect. All right. It's been a widespread debate about who would win, 100 men or one gorilla. You guys heard this argument?
Yes.
100 men or one gorilla.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I think the gorilla would have a good shot until about 15 men, and then I think
15? You think that's all we get through?
yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know. So
A gorilla's 500 pounds. I think. Yeah, look at the gorilla. Do a video. Do like a YouTube video of just a gorilla.
You see that guy?
Yeah, the sumo wrestler is funny as fun.
I don't know.
That's my favorite picture.
What do you think, Isabella?
Oh,
Apparently gorillas are pretty docile, but go Isabel, sorry.
Probably the 100. Men have this confidence that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
And I feel like so many men would just be like, oh, it's my turn. I'm going to try. And each one would just get knocked down and each one would be like, it's my turn.
Yeah.
So you're taking the gorilla.
I'm taking the gorilla.
Okay, this is my thinking though. I was thinking you guys would all team up together eventually and go after.
Do you really think 100 grown men would line up single file to fight a fucking gorilla?
I don't put it above them. I don't put it past them.
If it's life or death.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, maybe men are too. It depends.
Maybe they team up and then get into an argument. I don't know. I just don't trust men.
Yeah.
Maybe I just. Maybe
It depends
it's a me
which
problem.
men. Also, the selection, I guess.
Yeah, the selection process.
What do you think? You guys are men.
We are that. Yeah,
If it's like people who I knew and I had 100 like homies, like 100 comics, I think maybe the gorilla. Like if I get to pick the comedians,
no,
Yeah,
no,
you have to pick the comedians.
yeah, I think.
no, we don't win that. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
So
you guys do.
supposedly the gorilla, although it's massive and would fuck you up, it would tire out kind of quickly, and
Yeah.
like
That makes
100
sense.
people, if you just like had a coordinated attack. Some people would go for sure. But
Yeah,
I think
for
we're
sure.
sacrificing a couple.
I think the
like
question
quite
is
a few.
how much damage would the gorilla do? I think that's the bigger question.
Is it killing them instantly? Is that?
I imagine it like you circle around it and there's probably like 5 layers of people and the first 2 layers are dead and third layers.
I like that. Yeah,
Like,
that's how I kind of it too.
Yeah.
You just swarm the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
don't
But
think-
like, I mean, crowds of people kill other people. So you could definitely kind of,
Circle the
Ye-
gorilla.
yeah.
Maybe win.
But Robert Irwin on Instagram had like a really great
Oh, is he
conservation.
the,
He's Steve Irwin's son.
Yeah.
What did he say?
But he was just like, why are we thinking about killing or like,
Fighting the.
yeah, he's like, save the gorillas. And then
That's
Nah,
true.
tell him to sit out.
he was
This
talking
is-
about how chill gorillas are really and keep to themselves and was like
Steve-
educating on gorilla.
Steve, stay the
life.
fuck out of this. Steve Irwin died due to a stingray, and everybody's been bitter about that forever since. So we're gonna fight a gorilla.
In his honor, in Steve's honor.
I think that's
This is for you, Steve.
I don't know. I think gorilla lives matter. Isabella, what do you think?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
No,
I gained
she's
enough
safe.
weight. I'm shaped like a gorilla.
Oh, no.
Peace for gorillas. I like that. All right.
I'm riffing.
Don't take that
Riffing.
serious.
People are like, oh no.
It's like a gorilla. You're saying you're. All right.
Isabella, did you ever sneak out as a kid?
Of course, yeah.
What would you do?
I had an older sister. So when we were like in high school, we'd go stay with our Nana for the summer and she lived on the beach and we would sneak out and just go to like beach parties. And it was
Sick.
fun with like adults, which was crazy in
What?
hindsight.
How old were you?
We were like 15.
Oh,
You're
no,
partying with
that's real-
adults?
That's not good.
Yeah, but it wasn't like weird. I mean, I guess in hindsight it was, but it was like fun. You know, we were like on the beach and then once
Were they buying you drinks and stuff?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I remember once like the cops brought us back and helped us sneak back in without telling our Nana about it.
Whoa.
Like came out the side window and like helped us, like lifted our feet up and
I
like
don't
helped
like
us
this
sneak
at all.
back
How'd you?
in.
Why did you? How'd
Is
you
this
get
Florida?
them to?
It was Florida, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
They were just like, we want you to get home safe.
You're lucky you weren't Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, that's how quickly that would have turned.
No, I was an annoying kid. Would not have been. But
You're like, they wouldn't have wanted to fuck 15-year-old me. I was annoying as shit. They wouldn't be able to stand me. Yeah, that's awesome though.
yeah, that's Florida.
Yeah,
That's cool.
those Florida
I
stories.
probably as a teenager too. That's cool. Katie, did you sneak
No,
out?
I was boring. My parents, like, early on were like, if you get in trouble, we're not bailing you out. We have no problem sending you to military school. And I was like, hurt.
Whoa.
So
Looking for their word for that.
I yeah, did not do anything too crazy. Like I would hang out with I had a lot of older friends, but they were pretty good too. Like the worst we would do was I'd be like, oh, I'm going to the movies, and then I'd go to shows and not go where I was staying. But
yeah, classic.
Nothing crazy.
Is it my turn? Do I?
Question, Shan.
I don't know that we can clip this because my mom might see it, but yeah, I snuck out. I snuck out in high school, and
aren't you like a 32-year-old man?
30-year-old man.
There's something terrifying about a black mom that, and it was so close to
She
Mother's
still
Day.
haunts you?
Oh, for sure. Without
I think we need to talk about this. This is
Well, hold on. I will explain my situation and why I don't want to talk about it.
And we'll get to your black mom trauma.
I don't want to, actually.
I really want to now.
So I would sneak out, and honestly, my parents were separated at the time. So my dad will work nights at a power plant. So sneaking out wasn't really it wasn't sneaking out. He was gone all night. Across the street, I had this neighbor that was 22, and she had this boyfriend that was a trucker. And so she was alone a lot. So I would go over there and I would tell her that I go to school. That's why you never see me. And when I said I go to school, she thought I was talking about college. And I was like, I'm never going to correct her. And she was like, oh, at least you're 18. And I was like, yeah. And eventually there was 1 or 2 nights where we would get a little drunk on a school night, and she'd be like, oh, do you have class in the morning? I'm like, no, I'm fine, blah, blah, blah. And
but you had class in the morning.
Of course I had class. I had to catch the bus. I had to catch the goddamn bus.
Okay, so you're hanging out with this trucker?
No, she wasn't a trucker. Her boyfriend was. And he was almost never around. He was traveling, trucking and whatnot.
So you hang out at this trucker's place with this dude's chick, basically.
Yeah. Okay. And one night we did get a little fucked up, and then I ate her out for far too long.
How long?
I would say maybe an hour.
He didn't stop you?
No, I was newish. So I was.
You were trying to figure it out.
I was trying to figure it out. She was having a decent time, I guess, because she didn't stop me. And I came to school the next day with such lockjaw that I could not talk.
Oh no.
And I was also so fucking sleepy and probably still a little drunk, if I'm being honest with myself. So I was like,
you just had pussy alcohol breath.
but I was on top of the fucking world. I'm high-fiving the boys and I barely can talk. I
ate pussy for an hour.
Yeah. He's like, dude, smell this.
Do you smell me living? Do you smell it? But yeah, no,
that's
that was
so funny.
That was
no dick play.
That happened later in life, but yeah,
How much later in life?
Probably. So this started my junior year, so senior year.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be a 5-year.
No. Senior year, it was quite a special moment, honestly.
How old was she?
She was 23 at this time. And so she wasn't crazy older, but she was
a 23-year-old just like a 17-year-old child, eat her out.
That is wild to think about. As a woman, I don't even date.
No.
I mean, I went on a date with a 27-year-old and I was like, this feels weird.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I was holding my own in the conversation, talking about stuff only I knew about, in movies or sometimes anime.
Yeah, mathematics was so stupid today.
Yeah.
But no, later on in life, it was Valentine's Day. Her and her boyfriend had broken up a week before. And we were hanging out, and she was actually sick, and we were gonna mess around a little bit, but she was sick, and I was like, oh, you know what? Let me just make you some soup, blah, blah, blah. So I made her soup, went my own separate ways. The following day, she invited one of her friends, and they were gonna go out, and they went out all night, and then she told her friend about me making her soup, and she was like, hey, we want to thank you for making me soup. So we made out at the same time.
That was what the reasoning was.
Yeah, I mean, she was just being a sweetheart about it, honestly. Hey, you took care of me when I was sick and sad, and we didn't mess around. So
it's a petty makeout for the soup?
makeout, and then there was other things that happened that it escalated to.
You don't get to.
It was my first threesome. It was a threesome, and it was a great time.
Wow.
But I was a try hard the whole time. I would never do it again. It was so exhausting for my body.
What were you doing? What kind of positions were you doing?
I don't think we can use any of them.
We can blur out the.
Yeah.
We
can put it on Patreon.
We can put it on Patreon.
All right, like this video if you want to hear about Shannon's positions in his first threesome.
Did you ever catch a glimpse of the trucker boyfriend? Was he scary?
Yes, I did actually. I would exclusively look out for him. And he was actually just a giant, scary black man. Yeah. Way bigger than me. 6'7".
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Big dude. Very big dude. I don't know if he ever found out, if I'm honest.
All right, I think now is the appropriate time for the secret question.
Yeah.
Wait.
There's a secret question.
There were so many other questions we had.
We have more questions. Yeah, we're going to get to them. But in the meantime, Shannon, what would a white woman have to do for you to let her say the N-word?
Oh.
He's thinking hard about this. I like this.
You know, I won't ever say it out loud beforehand, but sometimes they say it in the bedroom, and almost every time I let it slide.
Really?
Just about every time I let it slide.
I can't imagine like having sex. At what point does that come out? When
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great question. Shannon?
It's not a request. They just say it.
It's not a request. They just say it.
We're just going out on a limb. Really going to go
That's
for
wild.
It's first off, you're thinking of like the daintiest white girl. It's not that. It's usually somebody that has a little hood in them. You know, like they're listening to Cardi B all the time or whatever. And
Gotcha.
so they have hood in them, and I know that going in. And they never say it outright mid-date, early on, or anything like
Is
that.
it a hard R?
Never hard R.
Okay.
Hard R, I think I would probably stop. I think. I don't know.
What would it take for the hard R? What would it take for the hard R?
What would it take for the hard R?
Why do you fuck hot Cheeto bitches?
Oh. I think we all know why. They are insanely good.
Don't let him dance around the question I just asked him.
What would it take for hard R?
Yes, sir.
I don't think I would let it slide. I probably would have to. I think I would let it. I can't say for sure that I would let it slide, but I feel like I would.
If it was like the best pussy of your life.
I've had this one instance with this white girl. She was Russian. Fucking insane. She called me the N-word, hard R, and then she was choking me, and then she slapped the shit out of me. I mean, just slapped the
It is very Russian.
She was like, fuck this fucking pussy. And then she slapped the fucking shit out of me. And I was like, oh, but I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Did you bust?
Oh, I didn't bust then, but we got insanely. That
you were into it though.
I was really into it. The whole situation was actually quite fun. Cause we got a hotel room, and we stayed fucking until the 12 like the call out time, like whatever. It was 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, we were in it the whole time, locked in.
Yeah. So that pussy was fire.
It was a good time. It let out a lot of toxic things, but that was also my second abusive relationship right after getting out of one.
There's no time where it's ever ended like poorly. You know what I mean?
There's a conversation that happens after. I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say like it ends.
Can we do some role play?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to. No.
And I'm the Russian woman, and we're having that after conversation.
That after conversation usually it's like, so you haven't said it at all this whole time until we were doing, and she was like, it's just that good that I wasn't thinking about it. And I was like, nah, you said this before. You said it too. You didn't think about it. You know what I mean? There usually there's some hesitation for the first time.
Okay. So then what did you, so you were kind of like, this bullshit. Don't.
Yeah. This
and
is
then
bullshit.
What did she say?
I don't quite remember. She was like, "Oh, did you like it?" Kind of. Like, did you like
I
it?
saw that you came. So.
Did you enjoy it? And I was like, I mean, I kind of liked it, but the hard R is kind of crazy. Like,
yeah. But she's Russian. Did she speak? Did she have like the accent?
She had the accent and everything. It was great. Yeah, but we leave that in the past. That was 22-year-old Shannon.
All right. That was a good, that was fun. See? That wasn't so bad.
It made me sweat. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, Isabella, if you could be the opposite gender for a day, what would you do?
I don't know why. I feel like I'd be a businessman. I just want to be a successful businessman.
Just for the day?
Just go to Wall Street.
Yeah, I guess so. For the day, that would kind of suck, actually.
Yeah, you're on vacation. You're gonna be a guy. What are you doing?
I'm on vacation.
You're on
I get to be a guy.
vacation. Yeah, that's
It reminds
Get some
me of
GHB now. That was a dark joke. I don't know. I feel like vacation for men kind of sucks. I feel like I really like being a woman. You know, we go on vacation. It's like fun. You're at
you don't
bars,
have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being a man, you're just paying. You're just
No, that
you
is
don't
true.
get to dance and like throw it back when you get drunk.
Yeah, but you can be a gay man.
Oh, if I was a gay man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like gay men, I feel like all of a sudden when you're in the body of a gay man, you just have better visual. Like I could create a whole nice wardrobe and like interior design, right?
Yeah.
More so than like me right now or a straight man.
You just like have all the qualifications to be on like.
Suddenly your eyes are like, this goes with this.
Yeah, so I'd probably just decorate my apartment as
You'd be on HGTV for a day as a gay man.
Yeah.
I'd,
Awesome.
I'd go shopping for myself as a woman so that I'd come back, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That would be,
That's it?
that's acceptable.
yeah.
All right. That's a good answer. I like it.
Katie, any thoughts?
It makes me think of Ken in the Barbie movie where he just goes to the hospital and he's like, I can perform like things because I'm a man. I'm a doctor now.
Is that what you think you would do?
No. I don't know. I would want to pee, obviously.
Oh, you would want to
standing up.
use it?
Yeah.
No.
I'd want to like use my privilege somehow, go somewhere and be like, excuse me, I demand to be heard. And people would be like, oh yeah, obviously.
Police rally.
Yeah, something like that. Do investments. I feel like men just know how to invest money really well.
You can learn how to invest money as a woman.
I can, but it doesn't interest me. Like I've
You think you would have
the
interest
amount of times I've been told about it, and it just is like Charlie Brown.
funny.
But I think if I were a man, I'd be like, oh my God, give me more.
Okay.
I would definitely do comedy and be like, I am hilarious.
You got a laundry list. You got a big day.
Yeah.
You got a real big day. You're going to invest. You're going to do jokes.
That's an amazing day so far.
Eat a lot because men have, I feel like, better metabolisms.
Is that maybe?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it.
Maybe get a haircut too. See how fast it is and like have short hair.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a big
Shave
day.
my head, shave my eyebrows because I can. Because the way you look doesn't. If it's only a
Shaving
day-
eyebrows is crazy.
But I've always wanted to
Just
shave
go
my
off the rails.
eyebrows.
You're going full Britney.
Yeah, I'm gonna shave my eyebrows. Just all right. If I was a woman for the day, I'd shave my eyebrows, do a bunch of heroin.
But you guys
fuck a bunch of
act like
prostitutes.
that's
I'd
crazy,
go-
and you guys do all of this stuff every day.
Yeah, you're shave your eyebrows. Don't think
I don't shave my eyebrows.
No. I don't
Like
shave it.
fully shave your eyebrows, or just get the
No.
slit or something.
Do you get the slit? That's
Get the
cool.
slit. Yeah, the slit's cool. I like the slit.
Yeah.
Fun little accessory. All right.
Wait, Ramin, what would you do if you're a woman? Because
If I was a woman,
yeah.
I'd have to hang on. Let me think about this. Shannon, what would you do as a woman? You answer first one, I think.
It depends on what I look like as a woman. First off, I think that determines a.
Well,
Quite
you
a bit of-
definitely got an ass.
You'd look like
Thank you.
you'd be the female equivalent of what you'd be now.
So hideous. No, I'm kidding.
What do you mean? You should be like a. No, I'm not gonna say it.
I mean,
I'm not gonna say it. Stop myself.
no, go ahead and finish the statement.
You just have that fucking.
You got a dumper on you? Is
You
that what-
can, you can imagine what I was gonna say. Yeah.
You got a dump truck on you?
Yep.
Oh my god.
I know what I'd do, by the way, but you go ahead.
I thinking about it, it's like I think every guy. I can't. Every time I say every guy thinks this way, I don't think they do. But we do want to feel what an orgasm feels like. I think that's the immediate, like what it actually is. It more explosive than what we feel? Is
Probably not. You should try having sex with a man as a day as a
Well,
woman.
no, I probably wouldn't.
And be super disappointed.
I would get a
just be let down.
Roasted, man.
We do suck.
Women
but-
1, men
Get
0.
a rose. I would get a rose thing. Everybody talks about those. The roses. I would get one of those, experience that, and then maybe not leave the room if it's that explosive or magical. And then after that, I would see what it's like to just strut around and get. I'm not saying every woman has this ability, but to get free shit. You know, just like, oh, you guys here for the night or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, let's buy her some drinks. Actually, that gets risky too.
Yeah.
It gets
you don't have any.
To see. Then they're like, "Come back with me, baby."
Yeah.
I just got you that drink. And
Here's
then
what
you're
I
like,
would do. I would make a Tinder and then I'd just message a bunch of guys and I'd see how many of them are like emotionally vulnerable enough for me to like get money from them somehow or just like get a bunch of shit. And then I like coordinate them all. I'd wait until I have like 70, 80 guys being like, all right, let's meet up. And then I'd tell them to go all to the same place. And then I would bring like another guy and just like laugh at all of them.
You're just being a bully at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. I just bully men.
Yeah.
I just,
you
know what I
have
mean?
the confidence of a man in this womanly body. I like how you think you're gonna get 80 guys in one night.
Well, because men are way more like, you know what I mean? Men are disgusting. There's for sure 80 men somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, within 100.
No, they're definitely not. I love you,
You think
but
I'm overplaying
no.
it?
Yeah, there's 80 men are not going to match you. There's definitely
What?
shallow men.
He's a Persian woman.
Yeah.
I know.
Thank you, Shannon.
So true. You could be beautiful, but there's shallow men out there that'll just be like, no.
That's fine.
Even
but
if you like every man.
you don't think I can get to 80?
I feel probably not 80 on your first day. No,
Yeah.
I don't believe in you.
No.
Not on your first day. You gotta put in time.
What do you think?
That's what I mean.
Okay, 80
In one
was an
day.
exaggeration.
In one day.
If I could get like 4.
You could
know what I
probably
mean?
get
Okay.
some fucking losers.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
hate to say it, but
No, I mean, there's a lot of people out
you
there.
know, so a guy. But then you're gonna have to deal with them like trying to put their hand on your thigh and their palms
I'd
sweating.
bring a gun.
That's a man.
I wouldn't fuck around. All right, this segues perfectly into our next question. Katie, if you could be the opposite race for a day,
Oh.
what would you do?
Opposite race? What's the opposite race? There's so many races.
You know what it is.
What do you think the opposite race is?
You know what it is.
There's a clear opposite race.
If I were Chinese,
Yeah, Is the White Claw here?
Yeah.
All right, I'll open the gate.
Hi.
We'll be right back after these broadcast messages.
So where were we?
Too easy. You go.
We were opposite race for the day. I think.
oh yeah,
Opposite. So I guess like black.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
that's you've assumed correctly. Or I mean, you could do Chinese too. That's an opposite race for sure. That's on the opposite end of the world. So
Yeah.
Katie will do Chinese, and Isabella will do black. Katie, do you have yours in mind? If you're Chinese.
Okay, if I were Chinese for the day, what would I do?
Yeah.
Is that what the question was again? I don't know. I think I haven't really ever thought about that question. If I'm being honest.
You're allowed to think.
I'm trying to, would I live in that country or would I be in America, just that race? Would I have
Whatever you wanted to do.
would I have my same life other than my race?
There's so many other questions to this.
Yeah.
That we did
I'm
not
really
think about.
overthinking this.
You could go either way. You could have your same life, or you could just be like, I'm gonna be a Chinese person
Completely
for a day. Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. Which route would you
Alternate
pick?
Oh,
universe.
Yeah.
I was like an alternate universe option. So, but then it's even crazy. Like it opens up the options. 'Cause, you know.
If you were living in China as a Chinese girl your age,
Well, I know, but there's like Beijing, there's rural China,
where
there's
would you
every.
choose to? If you woke up tomorrow in Beijing,
Ooh, yeah, I think I'd be a business lady.
It's always business. With you.
Yeah,
Straight business.
I'd do some pod napping. I think they have that there. I just feel like I'd be on the forefront of technology.
I feel like you would be too.
I don't know what else. Maybe have a family. That'd be kind of cute. One of those.
Chinese person.
Yeah.
That's true. Chinese
Maybe
babies.
I
Chinese
could
baby, yeah.
be
call.
like the opposite of what the stereotype in America is, where I'd be an Asian lady with a white boyfriend versus or no, that's the stereotype. Yeah. But in China. So, yeah. Bring it
Cool.
over there. Show them what it's all about.
That sounds like a pretty good life.
Yeah.
Half white, half Chinese babies are adorable, by the way. So
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
They are.
Isabella,
As a black woman,
as a black woman.
I would be doing what I do right now, which is wearing a fake blonde weave.
Just the exact same shit.
The exact same shit, honestly. Yeah, because it's like, what would you be doing as a black woman? I'm like, probably the same thing.
Yeah, it doesn't really have to play into it that much if you don't want it to.
I guess.
But it
I mean,
can.
as a woman, like, I don't know. What's it like? I don't know.
As a black man,
Like,
completely different. It's a different world completely.
Black women
But,
have it the hardest, I think.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. They're troopers, though. We love our black women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands in.
Listen to them.
We love them.
All right. So, Shannon, if you were a white guy,
If I was a white guy, I'd rule the world. I would come for it. Oh my god.
you'd be the president of the United States.
I would try to be. I
Really?
would. I would. Well, not honestly. That's too much power. I would probably keep it smaller and a CEO of a company.
You'd be governor. Governor Shannon Sims.
I don't like it. Governor is like somebody's gonna catch me doing something bad. CEO, I could have enough money to fly and do whatever I want and fuck off. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Just to be able to buy an island sounds crazy. You know, not to have.
I love how you
things
think,
happen.
oh, I'm going to be
Yeah.
a white guy. I'm just going to be fucking rich now. There's poor white people, Shannon.
There are. I wouldn't hang out with them. I wouldn't know them.
But you know how to.
I wouldn't know them. They're not in my circles. I'm a CEO. Why am I hanging around pores? You know?
Yeah. That's
But yeah,
cool.
I would like to buy an island. That would sound super cool to
Yeah.
me, but not for like a weird, nefarious, bad reason. It would just be nice to have an island.
Yeah, Epstein really fucked the
he
island
really fucked
owners
the
over.
island.
You changed the stigma of the island.
I would do the best I could.
Yeah.
I would do either no one's over there or people are over there all the time that are like 21 and up and we're partying and it's just
You gotta up it more a little.
or 25, whatever, you know, like everybody's of cool age
Yeah.
and we're all just partying, living it up. And then next morning wake up and then there's a beautiful beach. That sounds nice. That sounds like a
Yeah.
beautiful time.
Have you ever seen that horror movie that was the exact same?
Oh, are you
Okay.
thinking about Blink Twice with Channing Tatum?
Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
that's
guys-
what that just
I haven't
reminded
seen
me
that
of.
movie.
Would you be Channing Tatum and Blink
No,
Twice?
absolutely not. It's so just to sum up that movie real quick, it's pretty much like Epstein / Diddy parties combined.
Oh, no.
Channing Tatum is like this really rich, charismatic guy, and he brings people over to this island, and every day it feels like the people are doing the same thing, but they can't remember what they're doing at night. Like,
Oh.
and it's like all these rich people on this island, and these girls that get invited are just waitresses. And what slowly starts to unravel is like so much trauma is happening to them at night that they are immediately not remembering it.
That's crazy.
Like they're getting so fucked up that like, and terrible things are happening at night. I mean, real dark, fucked up
I
things.
feel like that. I was like, haha, yeah, we'll be like that movie, and then I realized
it's-
that.
Yeah.
Should we watch one of the scenes? What happens
No.
on that?
It's a really good movie, though.
It is a good movie.
Cinematography, A1.
What's it called? Like one more time?
Blink Twice.
I don't know
Blink
who
Twice.
directed it, but they did a great
Zoe
job.
Kravitz.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Channing Tatum.
Oh, cool.
She
What,
based it
Wait,
off of
what about
stories.
you?
That's my thing, though, is like I'm a brown person. So it's like white, brown, black. So it's like the opposite of a brown person is kind of another brown person. If you think about it, there's nowhere else to really,
Yeah.
there's nowhere else to really go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could go white.
Yeah.
I want to go
You
white.
went white. Yeah.
I would go black.
Albino.
Black would be way more fun than being white,
You're right about
especially in today's society.
Yeah.
White people on the decline.
They're coming back. You
Yeah.
got
I mean-
Shane Gillis now. You got Timothy, Tom Holland. The whites are coming up.
Yeah, but black people are the culture.
Yeah, you're right.
All the good parts of the
Joe
culture.
Rogan is pretty white, and he's
Killing it.
yeah, he's
I'd
really
be super rich and just like a mediocre comedian. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. Am I? Don't watch this, Joe. No, I don't know. He's let's not talk about that. We love Joe Rogan.
We love him.
No, okay. If I was a white person, what I'd do is I would just like abuse my white privilege and probably just like sexually harass as many women as I see and see like how often I can get away with it. Or I would like just that was a poor joke. Or I would probably like just be drinking and driving, like breaking the law.
See,
and
something
then
about being a white man
and talk
invincible.
and like talk to police officers and stuff, you know what I mean, and just like have a good time. Really, I just get white man wasted. I think go like some NASCAR rally bullshit.
oh my
Smoke like a pack of cigarettes. Yeah, like spend money on like blackjack hands instead of like feeding my 2 kids or some shit.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, just be
Okay,
like-
now what if you were black?
okay, if I was black,
Do the same thing and go to jail for it.
no, yeah,
Almost instantly within the first one.
no, if I was black,
Get accused for all the stuff the white guy did.
no, I would be more secretive. I'd be more cunning. I'd be less, yeah.
I don't
I'd be
know.
like
I
a
feel like
suave
that is.
black. I'd wear like FUBU and shit. You know what I mean?
Suave as FUBU.
Yeah,
All right.
For
because that's
you
like
by us?
exclusively black swag. You know what I mean? You don't
For
see
you
white
by
people
us?
wearing FUBU. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd wear like black people clothes.
Okay.
I think Fubu's out.
No, yeah, we don't really. That's why I said when he said suave for FUBU, I'm like, we're not really wearing FUBU anymore. But whatever.
Okay.
When was
I don't know.
FUBU?
You got to get
Early
Gucci
2000s,
now.
Early 2000s, but I want to live through that era. You know, it'd be
You
so
and your
fun.
wife have to
Being a
match.
black man in the early 2000s was the coolest.
Yeah,
probably.
exactly.
You were pretty untouchable. It was great. That's how we got
You
along.
guys had the hats, the bucket hats.
We had bucket hats. We even kind of rocked the fedoras for a little bit. Neo had a fedora.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Neo was the
was
guy.
killing
Neo was the
You
guy.
guys gave white guys the confidence to wear a fedora.
Yeah.
And that you almost lose points on.
There was a lot of talk about reparations too in the early 2000s. I think.
why could you say that with a straight face at all? He was like, there was a lot of talk about
I
reparations.
was like, should I really be saying this? And I was like, I'm gonna go for it. But yeah, that's true. Well, hang on. I think we only got a couple questions here to wrap up. But you guys are doing phenomenal. This has been so fun.
Yeah, this is a great time.
Do you guys have any crazy first date stories? Voice crack?
Oh yeah. I used to live on the beach, and I lived in this cute little apartment complex, and I matched with this guy on Tinder. This is back when I used to date off of Tinder, and this was the last time I ever did. And it said like the person is like less than 100 feet away, so I was like, oh, that's weird. We matched. He had like long blonde hair. He looked like me, honestly. He was like super cute.
Okay.
And he was like, I was like, okay, that's the thing when you're living on the beach, you don't know surfer type or like crack, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Thin line.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he looked like surfer type, and we went out on the date. And then he was trying to convince me. He was like, yeah, no, heroin's good for you. And I was like, I gotta go. And so I went to go
Did you
in
just
my
dive straight into heroin, or was it
pretty
like?
much like we started
Wow.
talking, and I said something. We were talking about drinks. Something came up, and he was like, yeah, no, heroin's good for you. And then he like went on about it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna head out. And he was like, can you give me a ride? And I was like, fuck. So I was like, get in. And he got in the
No.
passenger seat.
No, why?
He took his shoes off and
Why
put his
would you-
feet on the dash and started
Ah.
picking at his foot. And he was giving me directions like, okay, turn left here, turn left here. And I was like, is this my fucking apartment complex? The man was my next door neighbor. I didn't even know. Yeah.
Tough. And now you got to
So you
see him.
dropped them off and you like went back home to like
Did
your
you tell
apartment
him you
next
were
door.
neighbors, or did you just be like, okay, bye?
I said, okay, bye. Waited for him to go inside and then went up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm fucking moving.
And that's the thing, because like I feel like apartment complexes, besides the one I live in now, a lot of them nowadays you don't know your neighbors. So it was kind of like that place where like,
Yeah. I know my one neighbor,
yeah.
but also a person got shot and killed at this apartment complex.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wild.
Dead
Yeah,
ends.
you're right next to that HEB.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Riverside. What's up?
Yeah. Dude, I saw the other
But
day.
nobody's died like here, but I'm just saying like in the apartment complex.
Do you guys know the
Just to
Starbucks
clarify.
next to Buzzmill?
Yeah.
Right down
Yeah.
the street from here? I was there the other day. I have videos of it. A bunch of cops came out, like a car pulled in, and a bunch of cops, like 5 cops were waiting, and they all came out with dogs and like guns. They're like, get out of the car. And it
Whoa.
was like 4 teenagers, and they like took him down, and they were, and I have a video. I hope I still have it. It's like me and like 3 gay guys, and they were like unpacking the car, and we were watching the things they were taking out of the car, and then it was like a teddy bear and flowers, and we were like,
That's the drugs.
Do you have the video?
yeah.
Can we send it to JJ afterwards so we can
Oh,
put
of
it
course.
in? Let's go. I want to see the
I'll
video.
send it to you.
Yeah.
Well, we can watch it now and then we'll edit it and then we can fill this part with the actual video. And they'll be like, okay,
While
now
you
they're
look
watching
for
the
it.
video while we're, yeah. What about you, Katie? Any crazy
I
stories?
feel like mine is not as exciting as that, but when I
That's
first
a good thing.
when I first moved to Austin, I went on Match. Well, I did do Tinder and all those, but I got desperate enough to do a Match.com and matched with this guy. And the red flag should have been that he messaged me at 11 and was like, do you want to do something? And I was like, no, sir, it's 11 o'clock. That's too late. But we made a plan to meet up to see a UFC fight. And they're pay-per-view, so you have to like pay cover to get into most bars.
Yeah.
So I waited for him and we went in and they were like, okay, 2, it's going to be this much. And he got pissed that he had to pay my cover
Okay.
and was like, then immediately was like, just so you know, I usually don't pay for girls on the first date because it doesn't work out for me typically.
Yeah, no shit.
And I was like,
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder
Okay.
why. With that attitude.
yeah, exactly.
Sir.
And it was like
Jesus.
7 o'clock too. So I was like, this is prime dinner time. Not that I was expecting you to like drop hundreds of dollars on me, but yeah, once you say like, I have to sleep with you for you to pay for anything, like you're definitely not.
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Exactly.
Did you eat before?
No, because I figured
sucks.
we went to a sports bar, so I was like, we're gonna eat sports things and drink and watch UFC.
Was he tall?
No, he was so, and then I had to ask him every single question. If we weren't like, if I wasn't prompting, he wasn't talking.
Wow. You should have brought a little note card.
I know, I really should have. And then he put on his profile, like, I'm into conspiracy theories. And I was like, okay, like, I like a good conspiracy theory to like laugh about. So I thought maybe same. And then
What
I
was
was like,
his theory?
tell me about these conspiracy theories. And he went into how like Sandy Hook is fake and they were paid actors. And our
That's so crazy. It's
government is
almost-
run by lizard people.
I would love
Oh.
to see like your reaction to that. I would pay to see you just being like, yeah.
I was
Yeah, you're
like,
probably just being really agreeable. So, after hearing all this shit, what did you? Were you like, I'm gonna fucking go now?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well.
The fact that you
um,
stayed after he bitched about paying is
Yeah,
that
it
by
was
itself.
wild.
Well, I'm impressed you made it to the lizard people after hearing the Sandy Hook
yeah.
Yeah.
dilemma.
I was a much younger, more naive lady then, so that
Do
was
you ever
why.
think back to when you were young and think about like, oh, I stayed on the date with the guy convincing me heroin's good. I stayed on the date and think like, that's why those men are like, young women are the best.
Yeah.
All right. I think 2 more questions. You guys doing great. Favorite cookie? Just quickly. You don't need to spend.
Chocolate chip.
Okay.
Ooh. Oatmeal raisin.
I love oatmeal raisin too. Let's go.
I like oatmeal chocolate chip.
Oatmeal
Ooh, that's a
chocolate
good one.
chip.
It's the go.
I've never had that.
That's interesting.
So good.
That's
And
my second favorite.
To close us out, oh, this is a crazy question. Katie, what was like the incident at your high school?
Oh. I don't know if we had one. I'm trying to think now.
Where did you go to high school?
Mission Viejo High School.
Where was that? Was that in Texas or?
No, in Orange County, California.
Oh, there was an
Wow.
Okay,
incident.
give me like an example. What was your incident?
I think Shannon has a better incident
That's
story.
such a long story. Do you have an incident?
I mean,
And also, mine wasn't high school. It was junior high. That's
There's
the
like a
worst
couple incidents.
There's a
This
couple.
one time, this Russian kid got kicked out of school because he was supposedly intoxicated on campus, and they went through his car, and he had like keef on the bottom of this jar, and they were like, he has weed on campus, and they fucking expelled him. It was crazy.
No.
No.
So that was like an incident.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I was like selling quarter pounds in the high school. While this was going. So they're just fucking stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, just the thing that everybody in the school was talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
Did you have one?
anything exciting.
You went to school in New Jersey, yeah?
yeah.
So there was probably several.
Yeah, yeah, there were a few. One of them I
Top
remember. My math teacher, he would like hang out with all of us after school and like play
Ooh.
basketball.
We already
He
know where
ended
that's
up-
going.
He ended up messaging one of the students on prom weekend and was like, Kelly Casca, I want you to have a threesome with me and my wife. And then she tweeted it, like a screenshot of it on Twitter. And she was like, haha, Mr. Antonelli wants me to have a threesome with him. What a weirdo. And then I saw him getting drug out by the police and his eyes were all teary. And I remember that.
Oh my
And
god.
it's just-
Whoa, that is dark. That is crazy.
That is all kinds
Yeah.
of fucked
You
up.
just watched a man's life just crumble.
His brother DM'd me on Instagram not too long ago. He had like a brother that was in the school.
He's like, "Hey, how you doing? Remember that crazy thing that happened? Yeah. Wow.
I'm not like,
You want to go on a date sometime?
Oh my god.
Wow, that's wild. Yeah, high school. What a crazy time to be
Mr.
alive.
Howe was my social studies teacher, and he was the baseball coach. And the
not
track
looking
girls would run up to the baseball team all the time on their track runs in the morning and like be like, "Hey guys!" And one day he would always get angry and like yell during the games. And the principal was like, "Yo, you got to stop screaming during the games." And one day the track girls went up to the baseball team and was like, "Hey guys!" And he was like, "Get out of here, you little horse!"
Yeah.
And he got in big trouble.
That's a much better story than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I heard baseball coach and I was like, dear
They
God.
kept him as the social studies teacher and wouldn't let him be the coach anymore. But he was up to all kinds of shenanigans. He was.
That's insane.
That's funny.
Did you guys ever have those like late arrival days where you just start school?
yeah.
Okay, so senior year, dude, we were so degenerate. We like pre-gamed the late arrival. Isn't that like insane? So like, dude, I remember this kid's like his name was Nadav, and his fucking parents like went to work, and then like 30 seniors just like went to his house. And we're just like ripping like the bong and just like drinking beers and taking shots at like 9 in the fucking
Oh
morning.
my gosh.
And then I remember going to school and being like, wow, like we really just like, I'm just fucking like hammered and high as fuck. And it's like 11:30 in the morning and I'm in astronomy class. I'm like, now I'm just sitting in class. And I remember I was there with this dude, Ben, one of my boys at the time. And we were sitting next to each other in class and he like wasn't there. And I was like, oh, he's fucked. And it turns out that we're watching a movie that day. And I was like, let's go. Like I'm inebriated. Now I'm just going to watch comets for 45 minutes. And I look to my left and I see Ben and he's Asian. He's just like red as fuck. And I'm like, Ben, you made it. And he's like, yeah, let's go. And then like one kid ended up just being like too belligerent, like throwing up in the high school. And then they had to have a whole be like, you're not allowed to fucking.
You had an assembly.
They had like a
Yeah,
talk. They were like, you don't do drugs and alcohol and come to this grade.
Were any of you with him when he was throwing up?
No, it was because it was like not like one. It was like one random. It was like a friend of a friend. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's
It
always
was nobody
the
was
one that,
really close with. You know what I mean?
did
He was trying to
anyone-
impress you guys.
He just wanted to hang out, and I think he, yeah,
couldn't hang.
couldn't hang. I know. God, getting hammered in high school was the best. Do you ever get hammered in high school?
What? No.
Everything in high
Not
school
go to
was fun.
school. That, but also I don't think I'd want to be like learning and be hammered.
Not
That
like in
sounds
high
terrible,
school.
But like at the age.
At
Oh,
that
okay.
age, just like getting hammered is hilarious.
Oh no. I hate vomit, and I feel like you don't know your limits, and then people just be vomiting around you. You be vomiting. Hell no.
Yeah, but like, you know how like when you're a kid and you're riding a bike and you fall over and you're like, oh, whatever, we'll just like brush that off. You know what I mean? Because you're like malleable as a child. It's the same thing with alcohol. So you can just get like fucked up and like boot and rally and then just like drink more and then
Yeah, for you, but that's like a panic attack for me.
that's wild. I mean, I simmer down now because I'm old now.
Yeah, 2 and he's done.
No, this is my third.
To be fair, she's aging the best out of all of us. To be fair,
There you go.
we shouldn't have gotten fucked up in high school.
This is a good ad campaign for any children watching this. Don't get fucked up in high school.
Exactly.
Do it.
This is your dare.
You end up like us.
Should be getting fucking hammered on a Thursday watching reality TV.
That's a good segue into the Patreon part.
All right.
Yeah, we can call that. Did you have one? Did you have
No,
one?
we can go.
Any more questions? Any dire thoughts?
I think we're having fun. I'm about to have more fun on Patreon.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now this is the part where we're gonna cut the video.
After lockup.
Okay, we're gonna.
doesn't know.
We don't know what we're gonna watch yet.
He doesn't
Yes,
know. We
No,
all know.
we're
Love.
watching Love After Lockup.
Love after lockup.
Let's fucking go.
You heard it here first. I knew that. Love after lockup.
This is just all the kids I went to high school with.
You're like, I know her.
So what? They go to prison and then they find love after prison.
Yeah.
Some of them have been writing to them. I think some of them were with them before they got locked up. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Wow, this is exciting.